Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Daily Manchester United. It's me, Kieran. I'm on my own this week. I was contemplating just sitting here in silence and thinking about what happened on Sunday for 15, 20 minutes. Apparently that's not viable or possible. So I guess I'm going to have to talk about it with you. Wow. I watched this down at my local, and to say that I drowned my sorrows after the match would be an understatement. It was pathetic. I think we've had a lot of bad games this season, but that was horrendous. That was honestly vile. And I think that the first half we got in at 1-1, in hindsight, it wasn't actually that bad. I think Newcastle get a really great goal. Isak dinks it over the top. I think Lenny Yoro sort of loses his way a little bit there. I think he's caught ball watching. And it just allows Tonali to just absolutely bury it. So it was a great crafted Newcastle goal. Garnacho's goal against the run of play, Dalot and Garnacho linking up quite well there, and it's a nice finish from Garnacho into that bottom left-hand corner at 1-1. And there was some signs that sort of type football that Amorim wants to bring in, and we saw it under Ten Hag as well. Technically, these players are able to do that, to have it close quarters and to be able to play at a quick tempo. Then the second half happened, and it all started falling apart. It all started falling apart. I mean, I don't really know how much I can really sum it up with how bad it was by just sort of telling you. And if you didn't watch the match, you would be hard strung by to even think what on earth happened. And I have to look back through the goals because one of them is Harvey Barnes, or two of them actually, but we'll get onto the second one later. Harvey Barnes is able to just slink in. It's Jacob Murphy there's a ball that comes across Bayendere, then it comes back across him for Harvey Barnes. So it completely switches up the defence. They have absolutely no idea what to do. They've never seen a ball crossed into the box in their life, so they don't know how to deal with it. And that ends up in the back of the net. 2-1, great. Okay, it's a miscommunication. It's a goalkeeper not claiming the area. The ball across, at least with Onana, he would have parried it. Okay, he would have parried it to another Newcastle player directly in front of goal. But, I think Onana would have at least got something on it, which was a big talking point before the game. I'm sure I'll get onto that in a second. Then the second Harvey Barnes goal, it's Mazraoui is at fault. Someone who's been really good this season was, in that vital moment, not good at all. Very easily muscled off the ball. It's not a foul, even though if he wants to claim it, it wasn't a foul. And it's a finish from Harvey Barnes, make it 3-1. Brilliant, I said in the pub. And I looked at it and I thought, we've still got 25 minutes to play. This is bad. And it got even worse when Bayendere just gives the ball to a Newcastle. I don't even know who he's passing it to. It's not a shirt in red he's trying to pick out, because it's a really good pass. I think it was Joe Linton who's able to then give the ball to Bruno Guimaraes, who blasts it past Bayendere. Three of the goals were individual errors. And I think without them, we might have got away with a draw. We might have scalped a draw there. And maybe my 1-1 prediction when I was on the Newcastle podcast would have come true. And I thought, 1-1. At least I'll get a prediction. We might get a point and a prediction. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was woeful. Absolutely woeful. It's one of those games where you're conceding goals you don't even think are possible to concede. It's one of those seasons. It's a season of firsts for Manchester United, but all the wrong firsts. 4-1 defeat. Joshua Zirkzee potentially off injured as well. He had to be helped off the pitch by the physio and by Bruno Fernandes. So hopefully it's not a serious one, and we do see Joshua back on the pitch, because I thought he was quite decent. I thought we were less of a team when he went off the pitch. I'll be completely honest with you. I thought he was handling the the quick balls into his feet quite well. He was able to distribute the play there, and a lot of talk before this game, and rightfully so, was Andre Onana after the whole mishap with Lyon being called up by Matic he started it, in fairness, did Andre Onana. And then to drop that performance, dropped from the game, dropped from the matchday squad. Tom Heaton's on the bench, and Bayendere gets the nod. And for Bayendere, I would have more sympathy with him if he was the backup keeper and he was 20, 21. It was his first Premier League start, but he's 27. As a 27-year-old keeper, you've got to be knocking on the door for first-team football. You've got to be proving to yourself that you are a decent keeper. That if Onana gets injured or gets suspended or has any sort of fallings out, as dropped from the squad this time around, he's got to be there to pick up the pieces. And am I expecting him to be, Thibaut Courtois? No, I'm not. But I'm not expecting him to just give the ball to the wrong player from a goal kick. It's so basic. We went from Onana just parrying it straight to whoever he wants in the attacking box to Bayendere just giving the ball to them, just passing it to them. So at least Bayendere went a bit more route one. But Tom Heaton next, I think. Give him a chance. What could possibly go worse than that? I hope it's just a blip for Bayendere, but that was poor. It was pathetic. I don't really want to give anybody match ratings. They don't deserve them. Everyone gets a 3, I think. Pathetic. Garnacho might go higher because he got a goal, but nothing happened other than that. It was embarrassing. It was pathetic. And I want answers from those players. It's okay to have individual errors. It happens. Players are human, but my goodness, no teams make that many mistakes in that quick succession. No team makes that. Pathetic, poor, tail between her legs every single game. So what can we take away into the Lyon game? Well, Lyon can see that if we drop Onana and Bayendere, so if we start Tom Heaton, I've got no confidence now going into that. Even at Old Trafford, I have zero confidence. But that's it. It's just been one of those seasons where no one really seems to be bothered, which is a huge shame because now that we've no threat of relegation, we still haven't got to that magical 40 points. That would that mystical magical 40 points that means that you stay up. It's worrying, very worrying. That mentally we're just not a good team, and it shows every single time we go down. We just don't know what to do. We have no idea what to do. There's no passion. There's nothing. I think, like I said, the Garnacho goal was against the run of play, and I don't know. I've had a lot of time to stew over this, and to be honest with you, I was in no fit condition to talk about the match directly afterwards. It's probably wise. I gave myself some time to stew there, but I'll give you time to stew as well whilst we hear from one of our sponsors.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Your body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now. Your body.
Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
On the plus side, it was nice to see Mason Mount picking up some minutes, Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo as well, coming on for Fernandes. Now, that was a picture on the 82nd minute. Fernandes, the captain, being subbed off for Kobbie Mainoo. And I there's no photo that could have summed it up better. Normally, as a captain, you stay on the pitch for the whole match, unless you're being rested for a more important game, which maybe he was for the Lyon game, but 8 minutes rest is, I don't know, might as well just stay on for the whole match at that point. You don't expect the captain to be subbed off under any circumstance. And yeah, like I said, I have zero confidence in this side going up against Lyon. Zero confidence. And I think our season could be over by Thursday, which is, it'll be nice. We could just focus on other things. The players can just stand there for 90 minutes. They'd probably put in a better shift if they did. They'd made less mistakes if they just stood there. But can I find any positives? No, not really. It's whether the fact, our goalkeeping situation, whether Bayendere gets the nod again coming up against Lyon, or whether Onana is all is forgiven, he's back. But that was Bayendere's chance to show everyone, prove everyone that he's not just the understudy. I think he's proved to everybody that maybe we need to reconsider him as the understudy. He's had decent performances, but nothing that's set the world alight. And you want your backup. Obviously, you don't expect your backup to be as good as your first team goalkeeper. We were spoiled back in 10 years ago, let's say, when we had the likes of David De Gea and Sergio Romero, or David De Gea and Victor Valdez. We're not going to get that again. We're not going to have a top-class keeper that is willing to be a backup. That's not a thing anymore, not whilst we're languishing in the bottom half of the table. So we have to be a bit more realistic. Is it a chance to give Harrison that opportunity to be that backup player? I don't know. And to be honest with you, I haven't got an answer, because we are with Onana and Bayendere. You've got Tom Heaton as well, but he's normally playing for the reserves. He's normally, I don't know whether he's getting his coaching badges. Maybe Tom, let us know if you're getting your coaching badges. Whether he gets the nod instead, I don't know. He's made the bench, so I wouldn't rule it out completely out of the realms of possibility that he could be there. But if we're talking about Tom Heaton, or if I'm talking about Tom Heaton starting a match, these really are the trenches. Looking towards the rest of the calendar, obviously we've got a handful of games left in the season. We've got the game against Lyon on the 17th of April. You can watch that, I believe, on TNT Sports. It'll be TNT Sports 1 HD, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Then on the 20th of April, we have Wolves at home on the 20th at 2 o'clock. It's not coming up as being shown there. So, again, great. A Premier League we can't watch. Brilliant. I've had my gripe with that as well, so don't worry about that. Lots of Sunday games whilst we're still in the Europa League. At the moment, we've got those away day to Bournemouth. We've got a away day to Brentford, hosting West Ham, away to Chelsea, and at home to Aston Villa, where we all know that Manchester United would absolutely have agreed a Barcelona Coutinho special where he's allowed to play Rashford against Manchester United, and he'll score 7. I don't know. Anything can happen if we're making individual mistakes every 10 minutes in a match that lead to goals. I think if I can put any positive spin, and I will try to, because this has been a whole episode of moaning and whinging, and I get that. But there are signs that the system is there. There are signs that it's working. There are signs that this quick play can be done. But it's not unfamiliar. We saw those quick passing triangles in pre-season under Ten Hag. So we know it's there. We know that that's the preferred way. That's the preferred style of play for both managers we've had so far this season. And I just think it's there. We haven't got the right players, though. And we have, and the mentality is shot from this side. I want a big summer. We're probably not going to get a big summer, considering, well, actually, maybe we will. If we're calling for redundancies, but also building a new stadium, then maybe we will just have magically some money out of the money tree. It's not like people's livelihoods are at stake here, is it? Could never. So, look, I think there are building blocks there. There are, and we gave Harry Amas a Premier League start. So Clearly, at the moment, Amorim is giving the youngsters a chance in these games that don't matter. Is a harsh way to say it, but they don't, because we're playing like it doesn't matter. We're playing like it's a training session. And all in preparation for the Europa League, which, as we've said on the pod time and time again, is the sole focus. It has to be the sole focus. And I think we didn't play that badly in the first half. I think we were under siege a lot of the game, a lot of the first half. Again, the goal came against the run of play, but once again, the heads dropped after the first goal for Newcastle. And to be honest, that was the best goal of the game for me. It was well worked. Isak over the top with Tonali getting on the score sheet. If only I can reflect, the last thing I would say is when I went on the crossover with the Newcastle pods, the podcasters, I said that both Brunos would score. One of them did. The other one was subbed off after 82 minutes. Yikes. Well, anyway, we have a few games to go, don't we? Like I said, we've got the Europa League on Thursday. I suppose we better back them, hadn't we? It's the competition we have a slim chance of getting something, a bit of redemption perhaps. And hopefully the team will turn up in a game that actually matters. I hope. Fingers crossed, eh? What could go wrong? I shouldn't say that, really. I shouldn't say that at all. Anyway, if you've liked what you've heard somehow, make sure you do follow us on all the social medias. We are GSPN at Man United. We're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, on X, we're on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. And you can also watch our episodes on YouTube. So if you fancy watching something rather than listening to it on Spotify and Apple, head over to YouTube. It is at GSPN Daily Manchester United Podcast. It's a long title, but we're just making sure you don't miss it. Until, well, I'm sure the next episode, who knows what will happen from there. I'm sure there'll be more scathing reviews and hopefully a little bit of hopeless optimism. You can tell I am just fed up after that Newcastle game. I saw there were 45 minutes still to play after that first half and I thought, oh, goodness. Oh, good. There are many more expletives than that, I can assure you. But, we're a family-friendly show, so I have to rein it in a little bit. But I'll see you very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, at least without me in your ear anyway. Sorry for the last 20 minutes. It's been a bit moany, but I'm sure we're all coming from this. Hopefully we see a much better display against Olympic Lyon. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Have a very good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.